Welcome back, everyone. We're playing here at a 60-player free-for-all on the new Indian subcontinent map. This is only available on the dev branch right now. It should be coming in the next version of OpenFront. And there are several other changes that I think you guys can spot here. Like when we're in the spawn picking phase, all of the dots of the players were a different color. And I think it's default night mode here. I believe there's a setting for night mode, but it's apparently not letting you... It's like night mode is technically off right now, so that's kind of funny. And the fonts are different. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see how the players receive. Like, I objectively don't think that this UI change is better. I don't think this is better. It looks very confusing. Yeah, I don't know about this, guys. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you are enjoying the v32 UI changes. It feels like a lateral change. But when you this is actually kind of cool. Yeah, when you hover over entities, they highlight, but is that really necessary? I mean, yeah. Okay, let's go after the mossy monkdom, man. I'm getting scared of v32. It's like they're moving the furniture around on a blind dog here. I'm always a little bit there's always a little bit of pushback from myself when we get these new UI updates. Okay, so I'm gonna take Alliance up here. Alliance with Wanted Arc. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I like this highlighting. I wonder if that's a setting we can look at later. Let's go after the bot down south. It feels like a different game. Okay, what happened to this? What happened to the menu in the bottom right corner? Have they separated all the messages? Like, you can't filter them out anymore? Like, what's going on, man? It feels like a totally different game. Let's go after the median host. Merovingian Realm. Okay. Ah, bro. It feels more, like, kidified. Like a kid would like this. And the sprites are different too. This is supposed to be just like a new map video, but we're noticing a lot of different changes here. It's taking me, I obviously took a while to build those cities there, so yeah, very slow here. Take the alliances down here. Okay. Yeah, the handshake alliance indication emojis are a little bit different from what they've been in the past. Let's go ahead and go after the NPC back here. Interesting, yeah. Let's take a look at the settings here. So, structure sprites, hidden names, cursor build costs. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know about this. All right, let's load into the NPC down here. I really like the menu in the bottom right corner. We'll have to see how this works when the trade messages start to flood the board, because it does seem a little bit awkward. Yeah, non-802 has too many troops, I think, for us to blast. Too many. But I think we will anyways. You know what? Let's just slam him. Anon. Okay, Anon 340 is boating into me. Terrible. Okay, he's gonna die anyways. Boy gives bang all the way up here. Interesting. Don't know what that's about. Non-802 is getting hit by our neighbor who steals the city from us that we wanted. Let's go and put down a defense post here. I think I'll put down some factories. Okay, so... Problem. Okay, the factory networks are a lot harder to see. You can't see them unless you zoom in. That's terrible. I don't like that. Yeah, there's a lot of changes here that I think will probably have to go if they decide to put some of these into v32. This is just kind of awkward. Yeah, misclick offers the alliance. Sure, I'll take this. Continue pushing Anon 802. And we get a gift donation from It's Shuskai. Thank you, sir. Maybe Marcinna could be a good next target. He's building a defense post. It's his final act here. Marcinna offers the alliance. I got 4 cities. Yeah. It's so, like, you literally cannot see the rail networks. What is this F5 button? Okay, what does the F5 button do? Huh? Oh, okay, that just refreshes the game. Give it a moment. Sorry, that's the keyboard shortcut for refreshing it. I think that's the name of the sector of the board. That is not, like... a actual key. Yeah, okay, I was just being stupid here. Yeah, when you hold space, it shows like the sector of the board. This is probably useful in team games when you're calling out specific regions to bomb, but yeah, obviously those are not a keyboard shortcut. I'm just being brain dead right now. All right, so the game's catching up because we refreshed it, so just give it a moment. I'm sure I'm getting piranha attacked by a bunch of different people right now. Here we go. It's replaying all the... Oh, I can place down cheap structures. Lovely. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's wait. It's interesting that it replays all of these alliance offering messages. I wonder if you clicked on them, if they would do anything. Got you and Fluff up here in the north. Looks like no one did anything because of my kind viewers. They're so kind. They're so nice. After non 802. Veer Palace offers the alliance. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to put down another factory nowhere because I don't have the money for that. Let's vote into Marcina. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can just see the trains like just floating through the map here. You can't really see the rail networks. I'm not sure why they're doing that. Okay, let's go ahead and push Marcina with like a full send. I can do whatever I want because I'm allied with all my neighbors. That defense post is brutal though. I'm gonna hit it with more troops. Let's commit to it. Yeah, Dale Mitchell's saying laggy and the boats were bugged. And is the game broken here? The game might have just crashed. Okay, it's back. We've come back. The game has recovered. No more pull. All right, let's go after, I think, Wanted Art because he's AFK. We can punch him while he's down. All right. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Let's go ahead and vote in here. You can't port snipe anymore? Terrible. Okay, he's returned. Let's renew with all these people. Actually, we can kill him. This alliance expired. Interesting. I think he's gonna die though. Let's go after him. Yeah, Wanted Art's gonna die as well. Let's go and hit him. Snipe with Kaz. Yes, very, very suspicious. Let's go up here into the north. Accept the alliance with Kaz. I definitely already accepted that. Okay, he's betraying. The game is freezing once more. Yeah, I think there's some obvious performance issues with v32. Yeah, we're kind of doing some premature beta testing here. Fun stuff. Let's wait for it to catch up. Can I build anything? Yeah, I guess we have to wait here. In the meantime, we'll actually do a poll. Start a poll. UI. Do you like the UI changes? Start a poll. Alright, guys, vote while the game is catching up. I'm gonna renew with all these people. Marcin is hitting me while I'm AFK. Terrible! Get out of here. Non 813 is gonna die. I think I got that city right there. That's pretty nice. Yes, just pixel port snipe everyone. Everyone that's AFK, kill them. Putting down a defense post here. 80 request the alliance. Oh yes, what a nice guy. He's letting me survive. Alright. Yeah, I really don't know if I enjoy these UI changes at all. Let's go and build some cities down here. Is that a cheap city? You just can't figure out where the rail networks are at. It doesn't feel like this change really brings much to the game. It's just, you know, changing things for the sake of changing things. Non-304 request the alliance. Okay, so Marcina is full sending. Let's take him out. Here we go. I'll be able to get a little bit of land here. I am 12th on the leaderboard. Just not that great. And it looks like the votes coming in here. We've got 48 votes in the chat. 75% saying they dislike the UI changes. So in the past, like, they've done very minor UI changes, like with the game itself. Like different icons. Like the icons, like, you know, you can change the icons all you want. I don't really care. I don't feel like this is an improvement though. Like these new icons are kind of the same. They're just like shaped differently or something. I kind of dislike the new menu in the bottom right corner. There's much less customization. I like the ability to filter out certain messages, but maybe they haven't actually gotten rid of any information at all, and that's just me complaining. All right, I probably shouldn't be voting into a non-304 here because he's quite strong. In fact, he's voting into me. And I don't think I'll be able to deploy a warship in time. So actually, so it looks like the ports, that's interesting. So the port built very quickly here. Let's go build some defense posts down here. Yeah, the port built very quickly. Let's go ahead and see if I can snipe the port. Nice. Okay, I'm getting hit with a hydrogen bomb from a non-304, so we're just going to die here. The nuked land looks definitely a little bit more interesting. This is something that, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, I'm going to freaking die. Let's accept the alliance down here. Who threw that hydrogen bomb, actually? No, that was the boy. All right, that was hilarious, bro. That was a hilarious thing you just did. Let's renew with Fluff. Oh, man, that's so hilarious. All right, I'm going to get myself a silo, and we're going to go after Misclick as well. So, yeah, reminder not to grief me. The people on YouTube will complain endlessly. They'll be like, oh, why do you kick people for griefing you? It's just not fun if I let them do that. So that's why. Yeah, if you want to make these, if you want me to do these live streams, you can't like abuse me during all of the games. Like that's just, okay. I'm obviously okay with people actually trying to take my land as if they were playing the game normally. I'm fine to turn into a mitochondria here, but the rogue hydrogen bombs from across the board are absolutely disgusting. All right, well, He took the Alliance. I'll go ahead and build some factories out here. Yeah, the nuke land's interesting here. Definitely looks more radioactive. Looks more like the Simpsons green goo stuff. Build a city here. Okay. I wonder if, like, does it, like, help the game performance at all, like, for when you're zoomed out, for them to not display the rail networks? It can't possibly. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to grab more factories down here. We're just going to embrace our position as a mitochondria for the remainder of the game here. And, got Kaz out here. He's got a couple hydrogen bombs. Spite Bomber with 15 million and 26 cities. Let's accept the alliance with Tank. After he boats into me, of course. And maybe we can get some revenge on Misclick down here. I'm going to go ahead and get a silo down here. Get a little bit of bombing revenge. Yeah, no, I'm coming after you, bro. Turn with Kaz. Let's accept the alliance with enter your username. And here we go. Let's go ahead and take out your silo and your city. We'll see how accurate the bomb radius is. Yeah, and they've just changed everything, man. Like, this rotating symbol is different from what it was in the past. It just looks more like kid-like and less, I don't know, less professional than it was in previous versions of the game, which is a little bit annoying. Okay. I am going to... So, is someone boating into me here? Awkward. Let's go ahead and get a... Can I get a warship down here? No, I cannot. So, we're getting killed. Let's offer the alliance now. Let's grovel. Be friends with me. Be nice. Getting hearts out here. Okay. Well, Tank's got 37 cities. Non-098. Troops are ticking up slowly. Interesting. Let's renew with Haiti down here, our lovely... I guess it's not really our host. It's a different player up here. You and Fluff has us embedded. Alright. Misclick took the alliance. I'm going to just continue building some factories. We can probably just stack these. There's no sense in spreading them out. The structure stacks, the font's just different too. Yeah, they've changed the font on the game. And in certain ways, I don't feel that it is, like, more visible. Yeah, like, we can't even find the name of Spite Bomber. Where's his name at? It's down here. It's shrunken. It's tiny. Like, that's criminal that you would not be able to see the name of the largest player on the board. So, I don't know. They must be changing the username placement algorithm or something. That spaceship out here. Our lovely comeback maxer from previous games. And I'm going to grab... What do I want to do here? Yeah, so like the notification messages in the bottom right, I think are annoying because you can't look at the history of messages. Like if someone bombs you and it just disappears, you can't like scroll back. Yeah, I guess we can build a port here and figure out... Like, do I have any ports right now? I do not. Actually, I do have 2 ports. Let me deploy a warship down here, and we'll see what the captured messages look like. Some guys down here on the island. Borkus, Glorkus. Spaceship with 54 cities, man. I'm putting money on him. If we could gamble in OpenFront, I would be putting money on Spaceship. Yes, we need to add this. We need to create like a poly market event for the game. All right. Got Fluff, 41 cities, 10 million. Yeah, Spaceship is just banking up the cash. He's got 6 SAMs, so he hasn't built like a large SAM battery. He's also got a mitochondria with 12 factories out here. Hydrogen bomb landing in the north. Spite bomber pushing upwards. It definitely looks more radioactive. All right, let's just accept alliances with everyone. We're with on 304. Got some enemy warships in the area. All right, let's see what the captured messages look like. So it looks like my warship decided to move away from the trade ship that was nearby. Okay, it's getting intercepted by the other guy. I'm going to grab another factory out here in a moment. I don't have enough money. We'll actually grab a city right now. Put that along this rail network. Good. Okay. And let's see what's going on out here. We've got the Redhead King chilling. He does have water access by these rivers, so he's not being totally cut off from the board by Spy Bomber. Spaceship has 67 cities. Is it intentional? Is it not? I guess we'll never know. Let's renew with the other people. And he's taking the nuke land here. I don't know if like the darker green color here is a good aesthetic change. I just don't know. Let's go ahead and grab another factory down here. Slowly becoming a bigger and better mitochondria. Yeah, so it looks like the trade messages, it's indicating the captured trade ships and stuff like that. I I just don't like how quickly they disappear and they go away. It just feels like you have less control over the menu. All right, I'm gonna grab another factory. Looks like we're starting to pick up some steam here. Maybe it's because of the trade capture I'm performing. Also, like the boating. This is like a boating indication, but it's not on my land. It's like someone else. So this, I don't know if this is a good change or not. I guess like if you're playing on like a match like on by call or something, where you know you like someone else is boating into another person and they miss it, they don't see the boating indication. You could be notified of it instead, and you could do something to maybe bomb it on your own. Okay, so Fluff is betraying. I'm gonna have to eye up with the Rex maxing player. Let's renew with everyone right now, because he's going to be my new host. He takes the alliance. Great. Let's just build some more factories. And spaceship out here with 77 cities. Looks like he's slowed down a little bit. He's just making it easy for the rest of us. Spite Bomber has 62 million. And we got a hydrogen bomb inbound here, so it's hard to say. Is this Fluff? He's just blowing me to pieces. Lovely. Well, I have no troops now. I'm gonna go ahead and stack my city so I can build my troops up. That kind of sucks. Let's go and renew here. Alright, spaceship. Just being steady now. A lot of his neighbors have a lot of money here. Mervs are 40 million. Interesting. Has someone been hit with a Merv yet? I guess, what? How did Spaceship get over here? I didn't realize. That's actually hilarious. Okay, let's go ahead and grab ourselves some more nuke land. And by more nuke land, I mean boat in here, because our neighbor has taken most of it from us. Grab some more factories, which are basically not connected up to the north at all. Go grab more of these. Let's go and boat in here. Yeah, I wish there was kind of an indication to differentiate between your boats and the boats of your neighbors, because right now there isn't. Like, you don't know if this circular boat symbol is for your own boats or for others. It can get kind of confusing. Turn with Haiti. Okay. Yeah, so Spaceship somehow got up here to the east. Must have merved this guy or done something. I mean, he has endless buckets of cash here. Hydrogen bombs are hitting Spite Bomber, who is attacking, I suppose, the Global Occult Coalition. The betrayal debuff. He's dying. Up the alliance with Haiti. Guy down south. And yeah, this is... Whose warships are these? Marcina's? Not sure where they're at. We have to find them. Alright, I'm going to grab more factories down here. I'll do a factory right here. Nice. Lovely. More bomb blasting. Yeah, they start out like a neon color, and I think they fade a little bit. Yeah, all that green irradiation, that green smoke. Pretty funny looking. Okay, the SAM just got breached. They're in a nice little atom bomb slugfest, and they're evenly matched here. 27 cities versus 28. Troop count's pretty similar. Spaceship now has 110 cities. I don't know if they're building them somewhere. Looks like they built a base in the northeast corner. 7 SAMs, 22 cities. A couple northern silos in case they want to launch some MERVs. Dale Mitchell says the warship bullets are something out of Doom. Let's actually... I want to see if we can find a warship battle. Go and renew with all these people. Let's see them fight. I have not seen any warships fight yet. Okay, I'm going to deploy my own warship out here so that we can watch them fight. I will have to build my own port, though, because I do not... Actually, do I own one? I think I do own one. Let's go warship. Warship down here. Hydrogen bombs landing in the north. It's about up here. Actually, I can't really. Let's accept the alliance with the Stroop Waffles. Dude, Kaz is getting blasted. Yes. Let's continue grabbing more factories down here. We're being defended by Kaz. Alright, I'm not sure where my warships are coming from. Where is my port? Can I find that? How do I find where my port's at? I guess we'll never know. I have 0 warships right now. Let's go ahead and deploy them again. Okay. Oh, they're coming from over here. Interesting. Yes. So this is the new warship bullets. So look at that. So they're like little rectangular bricks. It looks like they take more diagonal arced paths nowadays. They're not like, you know, going in a rectangular pattern where they go up and down, moving only laterally. That's a little bit interesting. I'm not so sure if that's better or not. I'm going to deploy some more warships out here. Took the alliance. Good. I'm going to deploy a port in the east. Who's this? This is the Stroop Waffles guy. Nice. Let's do another factory out here. Another city. We'll have a good time. So Kaz has got 41 cities. Tank's got 73. Spaceship has got 173. So can he be stopped? I don't think so. Let's renew the tank. Spite Bomber's got only 53 cities, so just a fraction of what Spaceship has. Hydrogen Bomb inbound. Lovely. Lovely. Who's doing that? Is that aimed specifically at me, or is that just overlapping on a part down here? I can't tell. Let's renew the people. Just expand into the nuke land down south. I'm going to go ahead and grab more factories out here. Troop Waffles says, nice to meet you. He's down here. Let's check out some of these other menus. Like, let's go ahead and send a message to him. So, looks like this menu hasn't been changed at all. Let's go chat. Yeah, this message has not been changed at all. Let's go greetings. Nice to meet you. All right. Is there anything else to investigate in terms of new changes? I don't know. Yes, Samuel says, why is everything fugly? Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab some more factories down here. New with Miscluck. Jake McOff says, I really like watching Enzo, Rex, and Bari play. I'm praying they don't have to stream this horrible version of the game, man. I'm genuinely deceased. I consume a lot of OpenFront. Yeah, this is definitely a jarring change here. So I'm sure the devs will watch part of the stream or some of the content I make, and I'm in the dev Discord. I can relay this to them and give my thoughts. They will probably end up pulling the community anyways. This is obviously a very, very nascent version of v32. Like, they literally released v31 a couple weeks ago, so I'm not sure when this one will be coming out, but they will, of course, do some community testing, and they'll get the feedback from all of us. Let's grab more factories down here. Currently have 16 factories. I'm being a nice, good mitochondria. Okay, yeah, Truffle says, who sent the Clash Royale balance team over to work on OpenFront's UI? Exactly. Vote down here into Haiti. Okay. Renew. Let's take a look at Spaceship again. Spaceship, it looks like it got merved. I really do not like that color. The previous, like, lighter green version of the Nuked Land, you know, in the main version of OpenFront, I think is a far better look. This looks as if it's being turned into forest or something like that. It's a nature bomb. Non-098 has a betrayal debuff, getting slain by Spaceship. Tristar is surviving in his little hydrogen bomb patch up north. Spaceship has 100 million. Tanks at 117. Mervs are now at 55 million. Let's buy more factories out here. There we go. Spamming them. 28 factories now. Swiftly making more money. Okay. And we have people praying that our next stream match is not on this version of the game, which is a shame because I wanted to try out all the new maps, but like I'm really not enjoying like this these new UI changes. Let's go ahead and grab more factories down here. We might do 1 or 2 more games on this version just to fully see if we can get used to it or find any other aspects of it that we disagree with. Let's go ahead and renew with a non-304. Okay, Spite Bomber has been able... I'm surprised he's been able to maintain the crown despite having drastically fewer structures than Spaceship. So, a non-529 betrays and, like, loses all of his land to hydrogen bombs. Interesting. It's getting pushed now. Let's renew these Troop Waffles guy. There's his handshake. Alright, Spaceship expanding to his greater territory down here. Non-529 doesn't have any more silos, so we can't throw hydrogen bombs, even though they would do some substantial damage out here. Alright, let's continue grabbing some more factories. Very nice. And what else do we have out here? Bari says, I've dropped a little comment on the dev Discord reflecting my initial impressions from watching this. Holy Igor, yes. Thank you for speaking out. I have become like the de facto hater of updates. Like that's just my reputation in the dev Discord. That Ultimus Rex just hates the updates. Which isn't true. There's a lot of updates to OpenFront I've enjoyed. But occasionally they drop stuff like this, and it's like, what were they thinking? Let's renew with the non-726 here. Okay. I am going to grab a city down here. And yeah, people are saying they can't factory normally. Yeah, like you have to zoom in all the way down here to be able to align along rail networks, which is like really just bad for gameplay, because if you were trying to be aware of the broader happenings of the board, you have to, you know, zoom in and out a lot, especially if you're doing the factories. Go ahead and renew. Adding more factories down here. Probably want to consider upgrading the SAM at some point just to avoid any griefing. Okay, naval invasion coming from Stanley. Ah, hell nah. Whose warships are these, man? I have no idea. Where is the Marcena player? It's up the line to the non. It must be somewhere. Where are they? Marcena is... They're down here. Let's offer the alliance. Oh, Marcena's hitting me, so they're just taking everything. Lovely. Didn't know they were down here. Okay, they took the alliance, luckily, seconds before getting my 38 factories, so this is what I get for not building purely within someone else. I need to be defended. Okay. Someone with not Cosmo saying, this is definitely heavily vibe coded. Could be. Alright. Yeah, Samuel says it would be better if they made price scaling less steep on MERVs. I actually agree. I've been talking about this for forever now. I hate the price scaling of MERVs. It makes no sense. Like, why are the MERVs getting more expensive as the game progresses? And it looks like Spaceship is getting devoured. He got a betrayal debuff somehow, and that's slain him. He MERVs Little St. James. It does nothing. Very surprising here. It looked like a runaway victory for Spaceship, but now he's got 2 cities. So sad for him. Oh man, that sucks. Spy Bomber has 165 cities now. Wow, that must have been accidental. There's no other way I think he could have gotten that betrayal debuff. It would not have made logical sense to try that. Kaz has got 110 cities. Haiti down here. I'm not sure how they're still alive. I assume Kaz might execute them at some point. Continue grabbing more factories down here. Sitting on beyond 73 factories now. Okay. And yeah, Private asks, why does stacking cities not give you more money when a train goes through it? I don't know if that was ever the case or not, but I do know that in testing, it was extremely busted. Like for example, when you stack factories, it increases the rate of train production. If stacking cities multiplied the amount of money you were making, you could literally have a setup where someone has 100 factories and the only thing it's connected to is your stack of 100 cities. And you would just make infinite money. Like, you would have rapid train production and then massive amounts of money being made. Because right now, the most optimal way to like build your rail networks is to have all of your stops, like your cities, very close to each other, so the trains don't have to travel for very long before they get you your 35k. Yeah, if you were able to stack cities and get that multiplier up, that would be, you'd just be making a ridiculous amount of money because the trains would not have to travel additional distance to get to the next stop. It would just be all in the same stack. So yeah, like mathematically, that's why they don't do it. I still feel like the rail networks are not that intuitive and how to optimize them. And I dislike how much nerfs have been happening to the factories lately. Like, there used to be a point where factory maxing was actually really fun. Like, when it first came out, everyone was sleeping on it, including me. I was like saying, oh, you build a factory, you're an idiot. Like, there's really no reason to build factories. But as soon as people caught on and figured out how to align the trains and just like spam cities and factories, it became quickly like a really busted way of making money. This was back when you could make 50k per train arrival instead of the nerfed 35k. Plus, I think the train spawn rate was faster. And this was during the legendary rise of the mitochondrial people, those videos and stuff like that. And that's just almost totally dead now. Like, you can be a mitochondria, but it takes a lot longer to build momentum and you don't make as much money as you used to in the past. Yeah, there's just a consistent theme in the history of OpenFront of just hyper nerfing like fun gameplay strategies, which I don't always agree with. Like, for example, trade maxing used to be a big thing in earlier versions of the game where there was not uncapped trade potential. Like, if you just kept stacking ports, like in v23 of the game, you would just simply make more money linearly. And that's just not how it is nowadays. There's massive diminishing returns for each port you build beyond 1 to 200 ports. To renew with all these people, I will continue stacking down here. And maybe one day I can get some cities and we can pull up and start killing people. 118 factories. Does anyone else on the board have 118 factories? I don't think so. I think I'm probably the greatest mitochondria on the board. Let's renew with an on. Let's find them. Okay. And where do I go here? Yeah, I don't think there's any other people on the board with as many factories as I have. It's pretty cool. Let's do with Marcena. Stanley gives thumbs down. What is he talking about? Oh, he's got 132. Yeah, he's indicated us his factory superiority. So that's pretty awkward. Let's go ahead and try and race him. We must get stronger. Got some factories up north. Lots of big stacks out here. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and build a little silo. Not for any reason or anything like that. I'd never have like a reason for that. Do I have a silo? Okay, dude. I must regain my title. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is, I think, how Spaceship... I think this is how Spaceship died. So, this is another UI change. It doesn't show if you'll betray or not when you hover a bomb. So, in v31, the current version of the game, if you launch a bomb, or if you're like, if you have the bomb held out like this, it'll be red if it would result in a betrayal. So in this version of the game, it just doesn't have that. I don't know if that's intentional or if they just accidentally reverted that. If this is intentional, this is terrible. Like, you can't just introduce a quality of life improvement like that and then pull it out. I think this has like drastic implications to how the game can be played. You suddenly have to have a very careful eye to know if you're going to overlap on the enemy's territory. I think that's just terrible. I don't think that improves the game at all. Let's go ahead and grab some more factories down here. Yeah, because here I was trying to kill the enemy mitochondria, and it turns out resulted in a betrayal. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab some more factories down here. And there we go. Yeah, Leo Megan says Rex Maxing griefed me by double merving, and with this new update I didn't see any colors of a Hydra betrayal when I wanted to slow him down, and that is how I betrayed. That is from Spaceship. So actually didn't know that that was Spaceship's username. I have to memorize that. All right, yeah, so that appears to be how Spaceship died. I predicted that correctly. Let's go ahead and renew here. Double Helix says, I believe cities should also give a tiny amount of passive income, like 5k every 30 seconds, and stacking them should also increase the massive amount of passive income. Well, here's news for you, buddy. This actually used to exist. So in OG OpenFront, there was another slider. There wasn't just a troop slider. There was a workers or troop slider. So it determined how much of your population was allocated towards workers or troops for attacking, where workers would actually make you passive income. So you could do things like hide out on an island and slide the slider all the way down so that all of your population was allocated as workers. So you wouldn't have any troops to attack with, but you'd be making a lot of extra money. And this was taken out of the game just because like a lot of people just kind of converged on the 95% slider mark. So in most cases in the game, you'd only ever need like 5% of your total population as workers. There were niche scenarios where you could start as an island player and have just 100% workers and make money that way because you're not engaging in any land battles. But for the most part, most people weren't using the sliders, and they just thought it was like a needless element of complexity that a lot of new players didn't know how to use properly. So that used to be the method of passive money generation until like, what was it, like a half year ago or something? They decided to remove the slider and then just give everyone passive income, which like, because everyone right now has the same exact rate of passive income, which doesn't make sense. Like, why does a larger country have reduced passive income, or like why does it have the same amount of passive income as like actual pixel-sized player? It doesn't make any sense. So I think the previous version of the game was a little bit more like realistic in that regard, but I do understand how it might have made certain players confused, especially when you have new players that first join the game. If you're using the workers slider like excessively outside of the context of an island position, you're simply just going to lose the game because you don't have any troops. And I just don't think it was balanced that well. Yeah, if you were making more money with the workers, I think we would have seen it more often from players playing on mainland positions instead of islands. Let's go ahead and renew with Marcina. Okay. And Retav says, Rex, ignoring the awful UI, what do you think of these new maps? I think the new maps are, I mean, this is the only new map I've seen from the v32 version. So it looks mostly fine. I can't tell if the rivers are thicker than usual or if that's just a visual change. It doesn't look, yeah, it's not actually a a map change here. It looks fine. It's a reasonable map. There might be a little bit too many rivers here, but if these are just, I mean, if these are all like real rivers, then I suppose it's good for realism. Let's go ahead and grab more factories down here. Then renew. Yeah, I remember like in the early version of the game, there used to not be any rivers on any of the maps. And like all of a sudden they come out with these new maps that have rivers, and I lost my mind. I'm like, yeah, because it had like vast implications with how games were played. Like it's amazing how in these kinds of games, simple map changes can result in like different gameplay. And the rivers slowed games down because they made it so people couldn't full send as much. They also made it so that people inland could have a method of trading, because this was actually prior to factories being in the game. Like, shocker, guys. Like, for those of you not familiar with OpenFront history, a large portion of OpenFront history did not have any sort of factories. So if you're in the middle of the board and you didn't have water access, you were screwed. And rivers were a way to address that. So on many maps, that finally allowed people to, be able to survive in the middle of the board. Let's go and renew with Haiti. Yeah, prior to factories coming out. Okay, the warships are having their little battle down here. I'm going to continue stacking factories. Yes. Just stack these as much as we can. And let's see our rival here. Stanley's got 193 factories. I've got 222. Tank gives us love. Yes, very much love. Let's see if we can find Spaceship. Is he alive? Probably not. Yeah, he's oh, he's alive here. Where is he? Where is he? Let's find him again. Okay, never mind. Looks like he got removed down south. He's got a position up north. He's got 69 factories. It's insane. He'll make his comeback. I have faith in him. Let's renew with Tristar. Okay, I'm going to grab even more factories, because that's basically all I'm doing right now. Yes. People are asking about airports and planes. So at this point in the game, I think that, like, you got to be careful adding too many new structures to the game. So if we're going to take, like, an extreme example, I don't know if any of you have played tacticfront.io. I don't even know if it's still up right now. I don't know if it's received any development at all, but it just never caught on. It's basically just a fork of OpenFront, because OpenFront's an open source game. Anyone can create their own version of it. It was just a fork of OpenFront with a lot of extra building types out of the game, like hospitals and barracks and nuclear power plants, and there was just so much complexity that, like, no one really knew how to play the game. Like, it felt like every play style was viable, and at the same time, no play style was viable because no one knew what they were doing. Everything just was highly imbalanced, and like, when you start adding more complexity and more structures, I feel like it takes away from the core aspect of the game, which is just painting the map your color. Yeah, let's go ahead and renew down here. I think it can be fun to focus on, like, certain economic aspects of the game, like stacking factories and stacking ports, but if you get too carried away, it just turns into an econ game instead of a world domination game. And that is really the difference between OpenFront and Territorial.io, where Territorial.io is literally just raw clicking, like you're just colors on a map. There are no structures. There's only boats and just like click attacks. So like OpenFront already does have like a sizable amount of like complexity added to it compared to Territorial, and I just don't think for a browser game it's worth making it even more complex. Let's renew with Anon. There we go. And let's grab more factors. Like, there's plenty of other global conquest games out there that are more complex than OpenFront, and they just occupy a different game niche. I don't think they're necessarily like better or worse. It's just it creates a different kind of game when you add this kind of complexity with extra building types and units and things like that. Okay, Haiti's getting bombed off the map by someone. I guess Tristar. He's griefing him. Let's renew with Marcina. Okay. Truffle asks, what would you add if you had to add something? I don't have any like things I would like to add to the game as much as I have things I would like to tweak. Like, I would actually like to uncap trade prices. I talk about this all the time, so apologies if you guys think I'm beating a dead horse here. I mean, but I would really appreciate, yeah, uncapped trade from ports and the unnerfing of factories. Buff their income a little bit up to like 50k or so. Let's accept the alliance here. And of course, having MERV prices reduced to like they used to always be 25 million, and the mervs used to be more devastating. And so you'd have these exciting end games where everyone had like nearly 1 billion gold, and they were actually spending it. They weren't just banking it for a half hour. The kind of stalemates we see in modern versions of OpenFront were just, you would never see that in V23, the OG, like, you know, nostalgic version of the game. Yeah, the games were extremely violent. You know, you could like literally be bombing people, get up and go eat pizza for 15 minutes, come back, everyone's still going crazy, and you've been buried as like a small pixel, you know, in the map somewhere, but you still have all of your gold, so you can just like, you know, stack a couple SAMs, stack a couple ports, and just like regain dominance of the board within 20 minutes. So it was literally the comebacking meta of the game. There's a gnat on my mic. Let me get that away. That's awkward. Yeah, it was an excellent version of the game. I loved it. Nowadays, we see stalemates that last literally, you know, 10 minutes to hours. Like I've seen people play games that have resulted in like hours-long stalemates. I've played those games, and I just don't feel like that's like healthy. I don't feel like it's fun to sit around for 40 minutes doing nothing but stacking structures and like sending emojis to your neighbors, because it's a game that you still have to, like, you have to be ready at all moments to make a move, because someone could just, you know, freak out and throw the game. You can't like step aside for a couple minutes, usually in the modern meta, because the game could just end in a blink of an eye. Let's go ahead and grab more factories here. I'm gonna go ahead and start stacking some cities now. I'm gonna put down a SAM here as well. We may try and actually play the game instead of spectating and yapping here. Okay. And what else do we have going on in the chat? So Crunchy asks, do you support the idea of upgrading defense posts like the other structures? From the very, like, when structure stacking like we see now was introduced, I hated it. In previous versions of the game, you could stack any structure type on top of another, and it wouldn't indicate how many structures were there. So, like in V23, you would see these clusters of structures that you had no idea how many structures were actually in there. It was just layer after layer after layer of structures. And like obviously you would know that there's a lot of structures in these bases, but you wouldn't know the precise amount. And that was very fun. Like you could make these insane bunkers on islands. This is also, of course, back when, yeah, SAMs couldn't be upgraded, so like their ranges wouldn't expand. So you could actually outrange a SAM with a hydrogen bomb every single time if you knew the radius of the hydrogen bomb, because there weren't hydrogen bomb indications back then. But you would occasionally like get these lobbies with lobbies where not a single person in the lobby knew how to outrange a SAM with a hydrogen bomb. So you could get a pixel-sized island, like that. There used to be 2 islands on the Africa map, Ascension Island and St. Helena. They're like pixel-sized islands that you could stack 50 structures on, and you could just have like hundreds of cities there, and no one would know, and everyone would bomb each other, and then you could make an insane, dramatic comeback from like a single pixel on the board. Because no one knew precisely how many structures were there, and they couldn't kill the base because they didn't know how to outrange it with hydrogen bombs. All right, let's continue stacking some SAMs down here. Just get a little bit of this stuff in case we get merved. Grab some more cities, grab some more factories. Okay, our host, Kaz, has 378 cities. I've got 45 and 256 factories. Stanley's got a little bit more than me. We'll have to come back from later. And the board is kind of stagnated pretty hard here. Spaceship is just leaning into the factories. Let's run with Marcina. Lots of warship battling going on down here. Got some guys on the island still. Okay. Jake McCoff says, I would love to spend gold making my green land into mountains, terraform, OpenFront, water nukes, and mountain building. Yeah, there's been talks of land nukes. So that would be, I don't know if that would be, you know, something to put into the actual version of, like, you know, the main version of the game, but that'd be a fun thing to do in private lobbies. You know, you could just have people terraform the box map, create their own islands, things like that. Yeah, the water nukes was a very fun addition to the game. It was very exciting when it first came out about a month ago. It was created by Valentino, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna grab even more factories down here. We are just trade maxing. We got Spite Bomber 300 and almost 20 million gold. Tristar is getting atom bomb microed by Is Nemesis... Who's actually bombing him down here? I know he was bombing Haiti earlier. Okay, the bombs are coming from... It appears another mitochondria down here. Anon 304. He's just griefing him endlessly. So very funny. Yeah, if he's going to build structures, he's going to have to build them near his neighbors, where they won't get hit. Redhead King requests the alliance. Tank gives thumbs up. Sure, I'll just take all alliances at this point. How many players do we have in the game? 22 total. Interesting. Okay. Well, who's going to win this? It's kind of deadlocked, so this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You know, people get really scared to push when the Merv prices get expensive, because... I mean, there's not a whole lot you can, like... So the problem is the Mervs are completely ineffectual. The Merv behavior is so different from, like, the old Mervs of V23, because first of all, in certain aspects, the Mervs are actually more deadly. So let's say you are on a contiguous piece of land, like you're on Australia or something, and it's a 3-player endgame. If you throw a Merv at each of your enemies, the Mervs are not dense enough to stop you from full sending them. So you can just reduce their troops and then full send them immediately. And in that regard, they're much more deadly than the Mervs we had in V23. The Mervs in V23 were devastating. Like, they would just cover the board. But the upside was that no one could full send you. Like, you would get buried in nukes. And it would prevent them from just full sending you off the board. So, it would, in a certain way, it would actually protect you. Because the amount of nuke land they'd have to gather to eliminate you was just... It was just impossible to perform, basically. And if you had these little bases scattered throughout your map, you wouldn't have to worry about them like getting full sent or anything like that, because if you had been Merv, they would just get surrounded in nuke land and you'd be totally fine. But nowadays, you know, if getting full sent isn't a problem and Mervs are really expensive, the Mervs really do nothing. Because at this point, how many, like, Tank has 166 SAMs and a max cap of 15 million troops. If Spite Bomber hits him with a Merv, his troops are actually not going to reduce enough for him to kill him. Yeah, so, and it's 100 million, so, like, you just can't even really use the Merv. And you can't really use any other bomb type either, because you try and throw a hydrogen bomb into this BS, like, you're just never going to get it. Yeah, like, the SAM coverage it's so intense that you just can't hit him at all. Let's go and renew. So, like, Mervs they've always supposed to be, like, they're supposed to be a brain-dead way of throwing bombs at someone that doesn't require, like, a lot of thought. And they've, you know, ceased being useful like that. So you can't throw a Merv. It's not like in a map like this, no bomb is effective. Not an atom bomb, not a hydrogen bomb, not a Merv. And you have to rely pretty much on outrunning your neighbors with cities. And because of diminishing trade returns, you basically all converge on the same city count if you're all playing the econ game optimally. I mean, each of these players has several mitochondria that they're sharing. They're making a lot of money through factories. If we let this game go on for another half hour, we'll just basically see everyone with 1,000 cities. Spite Bomber has been saving a lot of money here. He's, you know, if he bought like 200 cities, he'd have the same amount. He'd basically have the same net worth as his neighbors. Okay. Yeah, he spent more on SAMs than cities here. 271 million in cities, and what is that, like? 390 million on SAMs, so kind of awkward. Continue with Marcina. Okay, we will do something to try and end this game soon here. If okay, we'll say something at like the 55-minute mark. We will bust out the random number generator and we will just kick people if nothing's happening. So that is the plan. Let's continue grabbing more factories down here. At some point, I gotta make like a history of OpenFront video. But you guys know me, I just absolutely hate editing videos. Yeah, maybe one of you guys could make it. I mean, you guys can, if you just contact me on Discord, you have my permission to rip some of my content from YouTube if you want to, you know, use some footage. We've got like 1,000 OpenFront videos, so there's no lack of footage. Okay. Spy Bomber still saving to like 1 billion gold, I would assume. Bombs are being thrown at Tristar. He gives facepalm. It's just this guy's bobbing him out of like boredom or something. Anon 304. Yeah, I guess we'll never know. I should probably place my cities somewhere they won't get absolutely annexed. Yeah. Let's continue grabbing some cities down here. Let's renew with Haiti and Redhead King. There we go. Ari says, yeah, I can attempt some challenges. I've done no alliance modifier games, but it could be interesting to do normal FFA. Yeah, I gotta do some more challenging, or some more challenge videos, so we'll probably implement those regularly. So it looks like Kaz is getting merved by Spite Bomber. So textbook example of mervs doing nothing. So Kaz had a sharp city advantage, and Spite Bomber, I suppose, was hoping that a merv would deter Kaz. So Kaz was undeterred. He pushed him, and it looks like Tank backstabbed Kaz here. Tank has a betrayal debuff and is getting pushed by Little St. James. He merved Little St. James. Unfortunately, the merv did nothing, and he's getting hit by basically 5 million troops here. So Tank is blunting the attack. Looks like he retreated off of Kaz and attacked Little St. James. He still has the betrayal debuff, and now he has no troops. So Kaz is just going to zoom through. Little St. James is now getting hit by the Anon player. So crazy things are happening right now. It's renewed with Tristar. Little St. James is dying. I have more troops than Kaz right now, but I'm not ready, I think, yet to go crazy on him. I don't think I need to do that just yet. Let's continue grabbing some cities. This is actually the guy we want to go after, so we'll go after the Mr. Waffles man. Anon now has 600 cities. Kaz has 733. Kaz gives Skull. It's okay. We're not going to roach out on him. Little St. James has got 455 cities. He's getting hit by Anon with 5 million troops, so he's cooked. That's more troops than he has to defend with. So mervs are 205 million right now. The mervs really did not do a whole lot. Like, none of the attackers were stopped by mervs. Like, literally every attacker that got hit by a merv in this exchange went on to just get more land. So yeah, that is something that's a little bit unintuitive about modern OpenFront endgames, is like you can't rely on mervs to deter people. If you can get a large city advantage, then you can just roll them, but that kind of relies on your neighbors being brain dead. So Kaz is now betraying. I believe he's trying to push for the win right now. Let's go ahead and push the Waffles guy. Join with him. All right, this is payback from earlier. And I'm going to okay, am I getting bombed right now by him? Awkward. Let me go and upgrade this a few times. That's kind of lame. All right, well, Hades pushing forwards. Kaz still has a betrayal debuff. Never mind, it's gone. The bomb's whiff here. Let's request renew down here. All right. And dude, everything is going crazy. Anon's now got 1,100 cities. Kaz is just freaking dying, man. This is crazy. Yeah, Kaz is nothing. We probably should have roached out and gotten our piece of the pie earlier. But I was just being a little bit lazy here. So, Spite Bomber now has... He's got a lot of troops here. He's got more troops than Anon, despite having, like, a third of the cities. So we really got to watch out for Anon. So if we let Anon get too many troops, I think he just wins this game easily. Let's sort by owned. Yeah. We have 2 large players, Anon and Spite Bomber, and everyone else is just, you know, little nugget dudes. We got 400... Okay, so Kaz is now a traitor again. Let's go ahead and hit him now. Then blast him. He must be whiffing his bombs or something. And I'm getting hydrogen bombed, but luckily for me, I have some SAMs here. So, nice try, little doofus, man. Little doofus, buddy. Accept the alliance here. Turn with these people. Kaz gives nuclear. What's the nuclear threat here? All I know is that I'm about to get your 421 cities. So, who's bombing here? Who is this? All right, so Anon gets merved. 5 million troops. Spite Bomber is getting a betrayal debuff and hitting him with 3 million troops. I don't think does he have enough troops to make this work? I don't know. So it looks like Kaz blew up his cities down here. So that's kind of sucks. Thought we were about to get paid right there. Oh man, that's terrible. All right, well I still want it. Let's accept the alliance with Marcina. I will peace up with Kaz as soon as I take all this. At this point in the game, I'm not sure what I actually need to do to stop these people from winning the game. I'm still allied up with a non. Is Spite Bomber allied up with a non? He is. Let's renew with Haiti. Okay. We'll see what Haiti wants to do here. It looks like they might want to attack me. Okay, never mind. They're renewing. Let's grab some nuke land. I got some troops. Let's do some warships, man. It's about time we deploy the warships again. Things are happening. Yeah, Kaz says, well, I'm going to throw in the towel. I had to leave. I kind of tried to go for the win. Okay, well, thank you, Kaz. Yeah, thank you for throwing in the towel after you bomb your own 422 cities. Okay, buddy. Okay. So, it's safe to say that Anon is going to absolutely, like, slam dunk on this game. There's also a glitch with the alliance request. It looks like he offered the alliance, I accepted it, and then it still showed that it was available in the chat. Yeah, Anon's got 1,000 cities here. That's probably more than like everyone else combined, if I had to guess. So we might be in trouble here. And now Stroop Waffles is atom bombing me. Let's see if I can upgrade this enough in time. Probably not, but it's worth a shot here, I suppose. It's got a little base up here. This thing needs to be blown up. Can I, like... I don't think I can get in here. Intercepted bomb. Is it going to be enough? And it is. Let's go and give him clown. He really hates me for taking what we got earlier. Turn it with Little St. James. He gives clown. I give him clown. What am I thinking? He gives me an emoji I can't see. 1.2 million troops with the betrayal debuff. At this point, Spite Bomber should probably try and execute some of the stronger mitochondria. Like Redhead King. Maybe not Redhead King doesn't have cities. But, Stroop Waffles, though. Looks pretty good. Okay, I got a position down here. I forgot about this. So, non-726. Let's go and attack him and then offer the alliance. See if he wants that. Is he going to take it? Is he going to take it? 15 silos. Can I breach that? Okay, he does take the alliance. Good. Peter. I'll request the alliance down here. I think we will take this. Yeah, no point in being mean to him. Accept. Renew. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I renewed via the radial menu, and then it still showed that I needed to renew with him in the bottom right. Grabbing even more cities right now. Okay. People are saying it's time for a random kick. I don't think that we need to incentivize these players to push. I think Anon, once he gets to his max cap of troops, he will probably win the game. With Rex maxing. Tank is AFK now. Spaceship is still alive. He could go after Tank right now, but he has no troops. He's actually attacking with 1 million troops right now. It appears that he's killing a player in the East, Redhead King. That's awesome. I love to see the Mito on Mito hate. That's pretty cool. Let's run with Anon. Alright. Yeah, Anon's got almost 20 million troops right now. He renews with me. We have the mitochondria down here. Once again, going after Tristar. With the choo-choo train up north. Anon should really just focus on simplifying the game right now and just killing all the small players. And then eventually go after Spite Bomber. You know what? He could just win right now. He doesn't need to get a betrayal debuff. Okay, so yeah, he's just winning right now. So, he merved Spite Bomber. Probably the final merv of the game. That cost him 220 million. And he hits Haiti. He looks like he hasn't hit Spite Bomber with a raw attack just yet. And I'm going to roach out and we're going to full send him. We'll see if that works out. Let's go ahead and renew with all these people. All right, everyone's got to move now. Can we hit him with a hydrogen bomb? I don't know. I'm taking a lot of land here, so he might actually be in... Okay, buddy. He still has 16 million outbound troops. Definitely overkill on the Haiti attack here. Okay, he recovers. I don't think I can really hit anyone. My attack has not been neutralized yet. He's attacking Spite Bomber. Spite Bomber got a betrayal here. Okay. Crossing donates 2 British pounds. He says, surely they don't keep these graphical changes. They probably won't, considering the reception we've had in this video. Truth more said it. And Anon should be easily getting the win here. Yeah, we got wiped out. Wiped out. Yeah. Welcome back, Crescent, by the way. It's been a while. Yeah, Tristar's getting bombed by the mitochondria again. Anon's got 1,600 cities and 15 million troops. So it's just a matter of boating around and getting the rest of the land here. So with Haiti. Okay, can he beat the game in under an hour? It's going to be close. There's a lot of things to boat around into. He could probably just start betraying and slamming these people. All right. Yeah, so this is just kind of the sad reality of mervs. So, I mean, when mervs cost 235 million, like, you just can't hope to stop the larger player. And the sad thing is that they're just not effective anyways. So even if players did have mervs, if they're the current mervs in the game, you know, with how many SAMs he has and his max troop cap, it's just impossible to stop him. 600 SAMs. It's insane. That's like 1.8 billion in SAMs. Spite Bomber. Hydrogen bombs being thrown. They actually hit. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, if you could manage to hit people with hydrogen bombs, it does deal a massive amount of like troop damage. Probably more so than a MERV, but they're just hard to hit them when you have all these SAMs that are upgraded. Okay. Well, the game should be ending soon. It looks like he missed the 1 hour mark. The Stroopwafels guy is bombing me. I'm not sure where he's bombing me. I guess down here. This is my final position. It's hitting me with hydrogen bombs. How did no one kill him? That's crazy. Space Sheep is attacking Anon with 2 million troops. Anon only has 15 million troops to wield. Yeah, the issue with Anon, like the problem that I would assume Anon is facing right now is just finding all of the people to attack. We can like spam him with boats or something and overwhelm him, but yeah, 76% of the board, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, he just needs to click on Spaceship. Okay, and there we go, he does, and he wins the game. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments about v32 and the UI changes. Let me know like what things you want to see in the game, what changes you think could be made to improve it, and maybe we can get these put into a list that we can give to the devs. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.